Hello everyone, here's Evita. Today is not a very warm day as I expected, but I love drinking my coffee here in this sitting area, just very close to the main door. And I will be doing that. And after that, I will make a mini tour in this area, this level. And yes, please join me for a cup of coffee and then we'll just take a walk. So this is the view that I enjoy when I drink my coffee in the morning here in the sitting area. I always have flowers here all year long, so I chose the plants in a way that they just flower one after the other. So it's so relaxing to sit here. As you can hear, the birds are chirping. And when the sun shines, the frogs are also active, so they make sounds then. Today they're really quiet. So enjoy it. This is the front garden. We don't have much here. It's just this flowering bed here. The huge fig tree over here that's full of little figs right now. We have a small stripe here with different kinds of shrubs and some trees. And then it's already the boxwood hedge separating that stripe and the terrace. So over here in this flowering bed, I have pink flowering plants, shrubs. The columbine is showing blossoms right now. The tulips are done. There is knapweed starting to blossom. There are some gloxinia ground coverings here. I have some large flowering bellflowers, some irises in purple and blue, and this rose climber is full of buds right now. But since it was very cold the last 2 weeks, it's having a hard time, I guess. There is a red bud tree over here that I just planted 2 years ago. And the blossoms are now gone. There are more irises in purple and blues. And I planted a new tree peony here that also has pink blooms. There is monarda there. And it will be blossoming, I think, in June, late June, July. There is also a Dittany here, also in pink. And I have some annuals here, zinnias, that I just planted a week ago, transferred from the seedlings that I have inside that I sowed. And there's Spirea, Japanese Spirea, that I just transplanted. So there are a few annuals over here too. There's a sedum here. And a pink phlox over there. This pink flowering ground covering here is called soapwort. The kiwi is finally climbing up there. I actually tried to train it to go to the terrace, and there's a wire there that my husband made. So now it's finally going up there. It's full of flowers, so I will have kiwis. I just love the kiwi foliage. That kind of green. So it always give us some kiwis. They're not that big, but they're very sweet. So every year it gets bigger. I have to show you a lot of flowering buds that are coming up soon. So these are the flowering buds. That will eventually turn to kiwis. We have this grapevine here that we trained to grow this way. And it has a lot of flowering buds now coming out. So it's a red grape variety, and we will have a lot of grapes this year again. We usually have a lot, every year actually. So I don't like eating them because they have a lot of seeds, although it really tastes very good. My husband eats the seeds with it, but I will make juice, and from the juice I sometimes make some jelly, and sometimes I freeze them in ice trays and use them for my smoothie in winter. This one is a fig tree that a friend of mine gave me, and we will be planting it in my son's garden. These are a few snapdragons that's self-seeded here. And there are 2 hollyhocks here that I just planted. These are succulents, winter hardy, and they're just starting to come back to life. In these containers, I have planted the lupins that I sowed mid-February and some delphinium. And since they are not going to flower this year, I added this purple flowering verbena. So there is some color in this container. This one over here is the lily of the Nile, and it will be having blue flowers. And this one over here that doesn't really look good at all, it's actually hydrangea macrophylla that didn't like the late frost last week. So I have to prune it down, and I hope that it will give me some flowers anyway this year. Okay guys, if you like the video, I would appreciate it if you will give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and I hope to see you in 2 days. Have a nice day. Bye.